Hello, all. Welcome to the Happiness at 1111 channel, where we are committed to happiness, connectedness, and being you authentically and unapologetically. If you are new here, consider liking, subscribing, commenting, or sharing the video to support. This channel is all about mental health, physical health, and family vlogs as well. So on today's mental health motivation video, we're actually going to talk about laws, and I'm going to read an entry from my journal. What's so amazing is that everything always happens in perfect timing. I came across this journal just last night, and the first journal entry is coming from exactly 5 years ago this time of year, April, 5 years ago. So it's amazing that it's really speaking to me and hitting, what I'm dealing with right now and what I know a lot of people are dealing with, especially after a year like 2020 and even into 2021. Okay, so this journal entry is called The Paradox of Life. I believe all of us would enjoy life more if we embrace the paradox of life. So much about life seems to contradict itself. So instead of staying stuck in confusion, why not embrace the fact that we live in a world of coexisting opposites? We live in a world where true can be false and false can be true. We live in a world of gray, despite the fact that many choose to see the world through a limited black and white lens. I've recently been trying to embrace one specific paradox. I'm infinite, and yet I'm temporary. How can I be both infinite and temporary? Well, I am happy to know that my spirit that lives within is eternal. It always has been and always will be. That instinctively brings me peace. But I have to admit, the thought that a part of me and a part of all that I experience is temporary, well, that's not an instinctively peaceful knowing. The 2015 year was all about embracing the temporary. A job that I once loved with the perfect boss, pay and benefits and fulfillment seemed to disappear in the blink of an eye. A family, a marriage that I truly, sincerely believed would last forever ended. Just as I thought I would have a home to settle in, it was time to move yet again, just about the 16th or so move from one home to the next. 2016 has brought on more of the temporary, maybe not as much frequent changes, but definitely some deep and difficult ones, such as death. The one and only theological, that's my cousin that passed. The one and only theological finished his life mission on March 12, 2015. And although I have a very optimistic view on life after death, his death made me realize, excuse me. Y'all probably thought I was about to cry, but I've done a lot of crying in private. Just got to sneeze. And although I have a very optimistic view on life after death, his death made me realize you never know when your last hello or goodbye to someone will be, and whether you will even get to say goodbye. Of course, this is common knowledge and commonly discussed, but until one has a personal experience with it, it is easier to ignore. It's easier to ignore the truth that, physically speaking, everyone and everything is temporary. In one sense, embracing this truth can be disturbing and sad. Naturally, we become attached to things and people we love. Sadness and negative emotions exist for a reason, so it is healing to allow sadness to flow when needed. The challenge is to not get swallowed by sadness, to not allow a temporary emotion last for an unwelcomed eternity. Once we move beyond the sadness, we do have a power choice. A choice to live life in the moment, cherishing each moment as if it might be the last. Instead of living in sadness of the temporary, we can live in the gratitude of knowing each moment is a precious experience we will never live again. As many things in life, appreciating the temporary is easier said than done. I've learned this recently through the experience of dating. On that note, the journal gets a little personal, and I'm not going to read it out loud, but I want to say it's amazing. Like, I wrote that 5 years ago, and it's weird to me to read it now because it just feels like I didn't have that understanding then. And I guess I feel that way because I'm still really trying to grasp what that understanding now. But also in 2016, I'm not the same person that I am today. Today, I'm a person who's been through even more loss, a lot more loss, in all areas. Career stuff, Of course, dating is a process where you do a lot of coming and going with people, and so that was hard for me after getting divorced. The divorce itself was hard, and then also dating and, you know, having those series of temporary experiences with people. Lots of deaths since 2016, even though 2016 was a record year for our family with 3 people, all young. Um, and I'm looking down a lot. So let me look up. So, anyways, embrace, the messages that I read from my journal. I have to do it. It's amazing that you can know something, but to really live it, especially consistency over time, is another thing. On this channel, I'm always encouraging you all to be you, be happy, be yourself. Life, as I mentioned in this journal entry, is short, and to a certain extent. So we have to live in the moment. We have to be present. We can't live from the past. You do need to allow yourself to have your emotions. Be sad. Like I said, actually, this March was the most I've cried in life, but yet it's also the happiest I've been in life because it feels like I'm really practicing what I preach and I'm allowing myself to cleanse and to heal all this loss that I've been through. And it feels good. It feels good when you know how to allow yourself to be human and how to allow yourself to do the cleansing healing that's needed to have authentic happiness. Now, my husband always talks about, well, I'm not no crier. That's fine. He's been through pretty much way more than me. And yet he's very optimistic and a very positive person. And you don't have to cry to be happy and to be optimistic, but you got to heal. You got to heal to be happy, okay? So, again, support the channel by commenting down below, liking, subscribing, or sharing. If you're new, I hope that you come back. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and yeah, that is it for now. I am kind of all over the place with my schedule, but I will get back to a regular routine. You can definitely expect weekly videos at the bare minimum, at least one a week. Bye guys, see ya.